Spin City, Spin City. Spin City on the Spin City on the content. Breaking these panels, breaking these panels again. Then he does it again. The beats are reunite, the beats are reunite. Then he don't let right, then he don't get right. Watch the chat explode, then he takes the road, he talks the road, he talks the grin and the stare, the grin and the side, talking the other side, be there, ready there. Here he comes, hands in the air, let the burning come. No more hush, no more shades, no more shades, and the whole place sways. Spin City, Spin City, Spin City, play it safe, play it safe. Spin City, bringing fire to the face. Mega on the mic, Mega on the mic, and he says what he means. Shaking the scene. Get the pedals in the circle, everybody wants a turn. He leans in hard, let the hot takes burn. Protest on the ticker, riot in the thread. He talks over the chaos with a raised up head. Get a little louder, make the point like clean. Through the noise like a headline machine. Headline for the room, and he comes right back. Comes right back, and the whole beat switching. Here he comes, hands in the air, let the burning come. No more hush, no more shades. Spin City live, and the whole place sways. Spin City, Spin City, Spin City, play it safe, play it safe. Spin City, bringing fire to the face. Mega on the mic, and he says what he means. Shaking up the scene. When the mics get hot, when the comments fly, he laughs at the noise and he calls it listen. One more round, let the sparks go out, let the Spin City standing on the right side. Spin City, Spin City, he won't play it safe. Bringing fire to the face. Mega on the mic, and he says what he means. Shaking up the scene.
I don't know what you just did, but it started echoing. I don't know what you did there at the end, but it started.
I didn't do anything.
Fucker.
I didn't do anything, but it's all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Mr. Balderson, it's good to see you. I'm back in the saddle again. Hashtag back in the saddle again. Feeling much better. I appreciate everybody's prayers and everybody's concern. Unfortunately, I have to fall into the category of big pharma for a little while, but I'll tell you what, I feel much, much better. I should have went a day or two after. I should have listened, but I'm hard-headed like everybody. But I do feel much, much better. And again, thank you to all my online community and family over on pill.net and YouTube and everybody like that. We have a good one. We have a good one. Mr. Balderson. It's about the I can't even talk. Human rights groups address Trump's immigration policies during the World Cup. So this is one of those coalitions that, haven't.
Well, play the clip. I want to see what they got to say because there's a few different directions this could go.
Oh, I guarantee you it's going to go into a multitude of directions.
Well, I'm very curious which direction it goes. I'm very curious.
All right.
What are these rights violations that they're speaking of? There's a number of them available.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. I'm going to go ahead and we'll play the clip. We'll pause it a couple times to make some comments because I always love these coalitions and their.
Don't recognize a single one of these people yet.
I don't either.
Well, that's
so
not
let's get into it, and we'll see what they have to say.
Place in New Jersey, just a few miles from.
Can you up the volume a little bit there, Spin?
Should be able to. All right. Why are we hourglassing? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just the there it is.
Okay.
There it goes again.
The President Gianni Infantino, however, has already told the world this is the greatest and most.
I've got the volume as maxed as I can go, Ben.
Oofta.
Today, with our partners at the Sports Rights Alliance, we are going to assess that claim. This was not the greatest World Cup as measured by human rights. It has not been the most inclusive, and it has not been good for.
Hold on one second. I'm going to stop it for just a second.
Yeah, it's super hard to hear. And the first and only thing I've really heard so far is something about inclusiveness.
Yeah, so far.
Well, who did not get included in the World Cup? Some group associated with the World Cup.
Yeah, probably. I hate to say it this way, but it's probably the LGBTQ blah blah blah.
I mean, if it's that, this is just nonsense. It's just a garbage. But if it's not, if they've got something else that's got some bite into it, because there's a few other items this year that have happened that I'm curious if if this is what they're doing, because Norway has moved to put heavy pressure on having Israel removed from the World Cup due to some of their violations and such.
All right, so I it's got a little bit more volume. I apologize to the chat and everything. You may have to turn your speakers up just a little bit more, but we'll see how it acts. So let's dive back into it, Ben.
Yep.
To reflect on
That is better.
Cup. And you think about the potential for sports washing. How has this World Cup been? Has this World Cup been a sports washing bonanza for the Trump administration?
The Trump administration has definitely weaponized the 2026 World Cup to its political advantage. Sports washing is when political leaders use sports.
I told you it was going to be good.
On the world stage, while pushing away human rights woes that are happening at home or social problems at home and setting themselves up for political, economic, and diplomatic opportunities. Yes, we've definitely seen sports washing. But the key to understanding that is focusing in on audience. Because a lot of times when people ask, does sports washing work? What they mean is, does it work on an international audience? Does it persuade the global people that you're a decent guy? Well, Trump obviously has very little interest based on his actions of trying to persuade Europe, Africa, Asia, Latin America that he's this wonderful guy and everybody should come here. Instead, we need to understand the importance of the domestic audience when it comes to sports washing. So if you think about some of the biggest events that we've seen during this World Cup in terms of political intervention by the Trump administration, domestic lens, they make a lot more sense. For example, the United States kept out a referee named Omar Abdul Qadir Artan from Somalia. This seemed grossly unfair to the rest of the world, but to a domestic audience, Trump is saying, remember those Somali people that I've been talking about, calling them garbage and trash in the past? I'm being consistent in this regard. Remember when Trump intervened for the red card to try to get it overturned, successfully overturned for Fuller and Balagoon? The rest of the world's like, whoa, this is putting fairness in jeopardy. But domestically, he can say, see, I'm a strong man who gets these international institutions to bend to my will. When you see the Trump administration's Department of Homeland Security issuing a number of tweets that are very much anti-immigrant, I'm going to quote one of them just to make sure you understand the point in full.
Okay, Ben, I already see where this is going to go.
Yeah, no, I am. For any of the audience that does not know us particularly, I am not fucking MAGA. I'm not a Republican. I think Trump has been a nightmare for the country, and this is some mealy mouth bullshit right here that this guy's doing. Like, I'm not even standing up for Trump. Get the fuck out of here.
come on. I mean, oh my God, he didn't include some referee or something. Let's go back into it. But oh my God, Ben.
Sports watching. This is a very scientific term that they have now dubbed sports watching.
Yeah, and they don't want, and they're, I can almost guarantee, Ben, they are going to advocate for nobody to watch it because Trump. TDS at its finest, Ben. That's exactly what this is going to turn out to be.
The U.S. is knocked out of the tournament, so I mean,
yeah, I mean, all right, let's get back into it.
He put on a tweet around the United States soccer team winning their match, their match against Australia. Defend the homeland. One nation, one homeland, one team. And if that sounds like a Nazi might have written it, that's because Nazis used a very similar phrase
Told ya.
in World War II. One people, one realm, one leader. So again, signaling to a domestic audience that he's in charge. Don't worry, these immigrants that might be visiting on tourist visas, they're going back home and everything will return to normal.
Nobody fucking thought that all the soccer players coming here to play soccer were coming here to live. Nobody thought that. The
See?
this guy?
Oh, it will probably. I did not pre-watch this, so you know this is a.
Having a FIFA tournament in the tournament in the United States. Does this mean that we need to keep all these soccer players? Where are they going to live? Where will we keep all these famous soccer players from other countries? I don't know. Do we have the housing for that?
Here we go. Let's get back into it.
What a fucking retard.
You've written in the past about World Cups FIFA World Cups in Brazil, Russia, and Qatar. The 2026 World Cup was the first that's covered by a human rights framework from the beginning, starting in 2016 through the bidding process and to the final game, which is happening on Sunday. How would you measure this World Cup? Was this a break with past practice of human rights abuses, or is it a continuation of FIFA's practice?
If you look back at the bid that the United States, Canada, and Mexico put forth back in 2017 and then won the bid by FIFA in 2018, it's all unicorns, rainbows, human rights will be respected around the world. Obviously, a lot has changed since then. And I would regret to say that this has been a pattern, more continuity than a rupture, despite the fact that human rights provisions are embedded in what's supposed to be happening at this World Cup. And I would say that the through line here, of course, is FIFA, the world's governing body for soccer, that just looks the other way whenever it's convenient. And I think this World Cup has demonstrated in Technicolor that FIFA needs real deal accountability.
In Technicolor.
Wasn't Technicolor like a 60s and 70s things where
that was
they were?
Shit that they did like when they remade fucking Wizard of Oz and put it into Technicolor. When I was a little fucking kid.
Oh my God.
We need people who are regulating them who are outside of FIFA. And one other thing that I think is really important about all this is that typically, historically, when someone with an authoritarian bent hosts a mega event like the World Cup, Men's World Cup, they dial down the repression during the particular event itself. Whether we're talking about Argentina in 1978, whether we're talking about Vladimir Putin in 2018. But I think you can make the argument that, in fact, actually the Trump administration has turned up the dial when it comes to the violent immigration and customs enforcement activity that we've been seeing throughout the World Cup. While we've been watching soccer, while the whole world's been gripped by soccer, we've actually seen, as we'll hear more from our panelists today, a marked uptick in arrests, violent arrests, and even death, as Minky mentioned at the outset. 2,000 a day during the thick of the World Cup hasn't been getting nearly as much attention as I think that issue deserves. So in a way, Trump has actually broken with tradition. But no matter how you slice it, I mean, I think this World Cup shows the entire world that sports are politics by other means. And we can actually understand these events with a whole lot more depth if we embrace the complexity of them being political.
You know, in no way did this dumb fucker actually the case toward what he's saying. He's taking two non-correlated things and saying them at the same time, and not actually showing any case that the two things are interrelated. What a jackass!
Oh,
And I'm not even a soccer fan or a Trump fan. Like, this is the first year I paid even the mildest amount of attention to soccer, because a buddy of mine was showing me Steve was showing me Erling Haaland, and fucking that guy's quite impressive. But I couldn't care less about soccer, nor could I care less about Trump. Fucking this guy here is not making a damn case for nothing. He's just being a jackass.
Ben, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. How did the FIFA World Cup become political?
I FIFA's got all of its own problems, and it does have its own and again, I'm not a soccer fan, so I couldn't go through and list all the reasons people hate FIFA and call it a completely corrupt organization, yada yada. But has actual politics been part of that in particularly? Not really.
No. So again, like we said at the beginning of this, TDS, Trump derangement syndrome at its finest.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, I would have to agree in this instance.
God damn it.
What, stream get taken down?
Yeah, it got taken down. Something happened. Fuck. That was a good one. Oh, wait a minute. What in the hell? Damn. Yeah, it got taken down. Even in the back where I'm getting it from. Thank you, Mitchell, for the ship over on pilled.net. Much appreciate your support, sir. Thank you. Damn it, Ben. Let's see. Oh, hold on. We got a good one.
I think that was pretty much garbage anyways.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
No, I don't know who the fuck any of those people were. Nothing that they were saying was
nothing they said made sense.
No. It honestly seemed more like they're wanting to use the FIFA event as something to help garner attention to their cause rather than the other way around. They didn't really make a case. The guy, we didn't hear the whole thing. Maybe somebody else been a much better speaker, but they didn't make a case for what they were trying to state at all.
Well, if you want, we can end this one, and then there's a White House press briefing in about a half hour, but that's normal. They're normally late. Caroline Lovett. She just came back from having her baby.
Yeah, this one seems like a bust. It doesn't seem like there was no political power actually there. It was just a bunch of dummies whining.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me.
And then involving soccer, which apparently somebody should have told those people that in America here, while America might have briefly paid attention to soccer for just a minute because of the World Cup and nothing else going on, in America we don't really care about soccer. We don't call it our football. Is football.
Is really football. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't really play that game.
Let me see if there's something else we can put on really quickly, unless you want to go do what you need to do, but give me just a second.
Yeah,
I'm
if they're not
looking.
something real pressing, I'll probably go do chores if they're not something real impressive.
The White House press briefing, that's with Caroline Levitt. That's about all the politics and everything, like, but it's not, it's slated to start at 1, but let's see. Oh, here we go.
World Cup anymore. Who cares?
This one is long, but and we should probably do this one later, Ben.
What is it?
50, Epstein survivors testify at Todd Blanche's confirmation hearing to be Attorney General.
Oh, yeah, let's do that over noon. I gotta go work.
It's the thing's 2 hours and 51 minutes long.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
While I'm out doing chores, can you go and glance through it and see if you can narrow down some of the better spots? Like maybe pull the AI thing that shows you all the, what they're talking about at one time.
I can try. Yeah. I'm not going to promise anything. I've never done that.
Maybe we can narrow it down to the more important parts where they aren't just sitting there.
Yeah, we could probably do that. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know why the video was taken down, even from the back end where I get these videos from. I don't know why the fuck it was taken down, Ben. That makes no sense.
It seemed pretty garbage anyway. Yes, it is. I agree. Security. It is probably the hottest international sport. That is not American. In America,
right,
we mildly give a shit about hockey, and we give a whole lot of shit about football and basketball and baseball.
No, and then tonight, what's going on tonight? Does Sarah have anything?
No, I think Sarah's tomorrow. I think she's got the Paul debate, and then what was the other one? Let me look.
I'm looking right now.
You're looking right now.
Tomorrow is the Christian God is an immortal tyrant or immoral tyrant. And then Saturday, the 18th, Paul was not an apostle. And then she doesn't have anything until the 23rd. The biblical Adam and Eve existed. And then she doesn't have anything right now until the next one after that is August 3rd. Science and logic prove God is real.
She's had a lot going on. She's probably going to do scheduling over the next week, I would think. But she's had a lot going on. For those of you that didn't know, one of her dogs passed.
When did that happen?
Like 3 days ago.
The new one?
No.
The puppy?
No, one of the old ones. And which doesn't make it any easier. It's a bad few days for everybody. Yesterday when she was doing the sleepy tomato, somebody asked her about it, and you could tell it just immediately. You could just see it hit her. So that's which is to be expected. I mean, she's taking it better than me. When my dog died last, I didn't stream for like fucking 4 months.
They took it. Yep, they have it up still. It's actually a little over 2 hours. They start these things late. So just because it's 2 hours,
you're gonna have to explain what you mean by FIFA is striking down all bad press because of the BS Trump did. I don't know what that means.
Security. I'm going to drop the link, and this link is only for security.
I don't know what that means, brother.
If you'll come up here and explain it,
Like I
Did
said,
it
I'm
drop,
not
Ben?
personally a big FIFA guy, and I've been doing farm work the last couple weeks. So
You know, Ben. I have to say this. I do like a little bit of American football. I'm not in baseball. I'm not real. What's up? What's up, security?
What's up? Hold on.
So, can you explain what you were saying?
All right. So when the United States player got red carded and got suspended for 1 game, Trump intervened and sent a message to FIFA to get the suspension lifted. And for the last USA game, the player was able to play. So that caused a big uproar nationwide with all of the different countries because of that. So now anything bad that is made out, FIFA is strike down by FIFA and Fox. So no matter who it is, if FIFA don't like it, they strike it down.
Well, here's my question to that, security. The USA's out of it, correct?
yeah,
Correct,
they're out.
Correct. It's Argentina and Spain.
What is it? I'm sorry.
It's Argentina and Spain for the cup.
Hello, Ant. You can come up if you want. I dropped the link.
Yeah, the U.S. is out of it. So I mean, I don't even understand.
You can come up too if you want.
I don't even understand what the deal is there. The U.S. is pretty much out of it. It seems to me, like I said, that soccer's never been popular enough in the United States that anybody gives a shit that much.
Actually, you'll be surprised, Ben. You'll be surprised.
It ranks right up there with WNBA. I know.
Well, my question is this:
like if I walk around town, do I see anybody wearing a Messi outfit or a fucking guys Ronaldo or something? No, I don't. But I do see people with fucking Peyton Manning jerseys or whoever else the fucking American football players is. I see baseball players all the time. Nobody gives a shit in America about hockey. It's growing, or I mean soccer. I mean hockey's great. It's growing, but soccer's ranked somewhere around the WNBA. That's why we don't have a bunch of professional soccer teams in the United States.
Well, I mean, soccer. Where was soccer made? Wasn't that like England or something? I don't remember.
Never gave a shit about soccer. They didn't have it available in any school I ever went to in the Midwest.
Yeah, me neither.
Until the last 20 years, 30 years, you started seeing soccer fields pop up in parks and stuff like that. Like there was no
Africa. Okay. Geyer says it was
Africa.
Africa. I mean, look, soccer is soccer. You know, I never like in my high school, we didn't have soccer, or any school that I went to. It was basketball, football, and track and field. That's what it was. You know,
in wrestling.
Well, wrestling. Yeah, we did have wrestling.
And if you were a rich school, you had hockey.
Yeah, swimming. That was the other one we had was swimming. But we had to go to they didn't have a pool. We had to go to the local YMCA thing, and that's where we swam. I don't know if it was a deal or something, but they put a lot of money into the YMCA, like I don't know what they're called. I call them launch ramps. You know, the things that go like this and you diving ramps or whatever. But that's the only thing.
I'm from the upper. I'm from the frozen north. Our pools freeze and we skate on it.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, I don't really. I'm like with you. I don't really care about soccer, but I
realize that it's growing. I realize that it's growing, but It's not something that traditionally anybody gives a shit about, and it hasn't reached the level of where people give that much of a shit where Trump could fucking do this with that.
Well, the thing that that gets me a little bit with it is just because the president of the United States made a phone call or whatever exactly happened there, that does not mean, in my mind, that it has become politicized.
It was politicized a little bit from the get-go this year, just because of the stuff in Iran and Russia and all
Well,
of the
does Iran have a soccer team?
Yep.
Yes.
Do they?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yep. They played in California.
Yep. Yeah, that was a big deal. And then also, like I said, Norway is using their newfound popularity and power to make pushes toward getting Israel removed from the World Cup for their violations of human rights and such.
Oh God,
I'm down with it.
It got denied 4 times. It got denied 4 times throughout the whole cup. So
yeah.
But security's into a lot of sports. So
remember what I do for a living.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I just look.
To be honest, the thing that made me like Erling Haaland the most and got me interested is watching him take one of them shitbag Israelis and fucking chuck him into the ball and score the goal with the Israeli. Like you give
Yeah. Listen, just because now nobody would be bitching about this if Biden would have done all this or Kamala Harris.
Yes,
I have a new nickname.
The international community is, no matter who would have done it, if a leader of a country went into a sports event and put their thumb on the scales about something that happened at the sports event, admittedly, that would cause an international fucking incident.
Yep.
And it, no matter who it was. So that's not a Trump thing. That's a
it's just more agitatable because Trump.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All the other shit that they made up to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
like this whole sports watching thing. Does sports watching work well? How is sports watch? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I mean, look, every time you turn the fucking TV on and it goes to a sporting event, okay, that you can be there for less than a millisecond, right? And that's a what do they call it? Not a view, but that's that goes to the rating of that program.
But just like on the verticals, verticals same way. If people flick through, and if you stop for even half a second, it counts it.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's one of those things where who cares? Just because Trump called, or because Trump did something. And did you hear it, Ben, where dude was saying 2,000 immigrant arrests?
Yeah, I heard him say something about that, but it's not like this hasn't been going on already. It's not like all of a sudden he's like, oh, the football is on. We shall arrest people today.
And
like
that was a lie. That was a lie because nobody got arrested for attending a FIFA game.
No, he was saying, no, that's not what he said. He didn't say people got arrested for attending. He was saying, and this is also true, that the bread and circuses distract from the things that they're doing on other levels. And so that he's using the FIFA tournament in the United States in order to do other things without drawing attention to those other things because everybody's looking at the FIFAs.
Yes. And that
goes for anything. That's the Olympics. That's FIFA. I mean,
it's bread and circuses. Yeah, you just listed bread and circuses, bro. That's been happening since Rome.
Didn't he say the word NAZ
Yeah.
in that statement? You know,
Well, that's like bread. That's like butter for them. They just slather it on everything.
oh yeah. What's up, Aunt? You're muted, rookie.
No, I know it's muted. I was talking to my wife.
And she's more important than you.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. I was just listening in. I got it in.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I don't have much of an opinion here yet.
No, I was going to send you. I was going to send you a message.
We started playing a thing, Aunt, and so none of us were all kind of at a half opinion because we started playing the thing, and then they deleted it. It was gone, and it was
they took it down. I don't know why they took it down.
Human find it, but I did want to say something about the bread and circus thing because I was reading or heard something recently about that topic and how it's often misconstrued as like this thing about, well, you got to distract the people. No, it was talking about you have to meet the people's needs. They need leisure. They need food, bread, and circus. It's just in modern times we've got more cynical, and so we apply more malicious connotations to it.
Well, it absolutely does have. It absolutely is both. The people need to eat, but the whole thing with the bread and circuses and bread, it's specifically bread for a reason, because you're all bread stuffed, carbohydrated, sitting around watching nothing, doing nothing, fat and happy. And we know that was at King Philip that and was a powerless king that took over the vast majority of power just by giving his people comfort, his enemies comfort. Like, and this is what they've done. This is what the circuses is. When the Roman Empire was falling, that's when they brought back the Colosseum.
Ben, I've actually got the article. I can read it if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
It's an actual article, and it's not a video.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Need practice anyways.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this I don't even know. Okay, this is from the Dispatches. Human Rights Watch.
Okay, I know them.
Immigration is helping the U.S. soccer team get the job done at the World Cup.
Okay, that's a totally different story than what them other people.
Yeah, hold on.
That's an old story too.
Yeah. In fact, that's a meme. Like the fucking at one point in time, like they were making fun of fucking like all the Northern European teams because like a bunch of them don't have any Northern European players. Like it's all immigrants 100%. There was a bunch of meme jokes made about that.
Well, this one was just published an hour and a half ago. Human Rights Watch says football's governing body should be prepared to reconsider choice of U.S. as tournament co-host. It says
it's also not what we were looking at.
Well, it's that group. This is coming off of Politico. Hold on, I'm reading a little bit. Oh, yep. Yeah, it is. One second. I just want to make sure. This is along the lines of it. I wish we had the damn video. Damn it. FIFA is facing mounting pressure about the 2026 World Cup in North America after a top human rights organization said it has grave concerns about the Trump administration border policies affecting the tournament. Human Rights Watch urged FIFA president Gianni Infantino to be prepared to reconsider the hosting decision. If the safety of fans and players can't be guaranteed, according to a letter seen by Politico. The 2026 men's tournament will be held in the United States, Canada, and Mexico and follows politically controversial tournaments, just as in 2018 in Vladimir Putin's Russia and in 2022 in Qatar.
No,
But the
they're
U.S.
trying
president,
to make it political. The soccer
Yes.
fans don't think really give a shit.
yes, but as U.S. President Donald Trump cracks down on some foreign arrivals, with tourists even detained at the border on minor grounds, the world's premier sporting event now risks being overshadowed again by politics. Last week, behind closed doors, Donald Trump privately telling top football officials that tough border policies will not affect the competition. In a letter dated May 5th, Human Rights Watch director of global initiatives, Minky Warden, told Infantino that FIFA must establish clear benchmarks and timelines for U.S. immigration policy changes needed to ensure respect for the rights of the players, fans, and other participants in the World Cup. The World Football governing body anticipates that as many as 6.5 million people could attend the tournament this summer, with another 3.7 million coming for the summer's Club World Cup, which will be held entirely in the U.S. For its part, the White House has pledged that World Cup travel will be a smooth process for visiting supporters. Every part of the United States government will be working to ensure that these events are safe and successful, and those traveling to America to watch the competition have a seamless experience during every part of their visit, President Trump said during a World Cup task force event in Washington last week. It's going to be very special. End quote, President Trump. But Human Rights Watch worriedly, detailed Trump's potential visa bans and on other countries. And Ben, here it comes. The possibility of detention, interrogation, and denial of entry to the U.S. border, prohibitively long visa waiting times, new laws targeting LGBTQ plus people, and the potential for chilling limits on free speech and peaceful protest as policies threatening the competition. Ben, what the fuck did I tell you was going to be in that motherfucking thing?
All right. I'll tell you this. It was harder for you to get cleared to go to Washington than it was for anybody coming from a different country to go to FIFA. All they did background checks on everybody that came in to make sure you had no warrants or you wasn't a violent criminal. That's all they did. And everybody got a temporary visa to come in to attend any FIFA game.
So
yeah, this would just be like any other international event. Anybody that comes here would come here on a passport and be expected to leave on a passport. They wouldn't have gotten here without that. This wouldn't cause a problem for them. The only people there are some, I'm reading about it. There are some exceptions, like they said that this striker for Iraq was held for quite some time for no reason.
You ready for this? Listen to this shit, Ben. You're gonna laugh your fucking ass off. The administration of President Trump or Donald Trump has implemented or is planning policies that fundamentally undermine the inclusive spirit of the World Cup and the non-discrimination policies under FIFA's statutes. the organization warned Infantino. It also noted that in FIFA's own human rights legislation, the football behemoth pledges to take measures to promote the protection of human rights and apply effective leverage where it can to strengthen the promotion of human rights through football. In a letter to Human Rights Watch, said that Infantino has both the responsibility and the authority to address the reputation of, or I'm sorry, repudiation. I don't even know how to say that. Yeah, of what you said of human rights committees at the 2026 World Cup and demanded a response to the following questions. You ready for this? What action is FIFA taken so that the U.S. government will permit players, fans, and journalists from around the world to safely attend the 2026 World Cup in the U.S., it asked. Well, here's one good answer. Get your passport, come into the country, and leave whenever it's over. There's the answer. That's the prescription. Second question. What action does FIFA plan to take into the event any players, fans, or journalists are subject to discrimination, wrongful interrogation, or arbitrary arrest while in the U.S.? Well, if you have your documents and you have your passport and you
didn't make it in here for the event without that paperwork.
Exactly. And then what actions does FIFA plan to take in the event any players, fans, or journalists are I'm sorry, I just read that one. What steps is FIFA taking with the U.S. government and the White House task force on the FIFA World Cup 2026, chaired by President Trump, to advocate for changes in policies to align with international human rights, FIFA statutes, and FIFA's human rights policy? It concluded. FIFA did not provide a response to Politico's request for comment. What bullshit is this? Look, at any airport in the world, if you're going to a country that is not the one you're originating from, you got to have a passport, or you have to have documentation and prove. I believe, like, if you go to like Canada or something, you have to prove that you have the money to support yourself if you're going to be there longer than whatever, or longer than an expected.
So it sounds to me like, because even FIFA won't get involved in this or answer them, this really doesn't have
in my opinion, it doesn't have the traction.
It doesn't, well, not inside the soccer sphere. So all this is some political people trying to drag the sports world into it, when the fact is sports people don't typically really care that much about politics anyways. They're there fucking screaming, yelling, and having a good time.
The only place that really showed their ass, let's say, during this whole FIFA thing was Los Angeles, California. They're the ones that protested. They're the ones that rioted. There's the ones that were flipping cars over, burning buses down, all of that stuff. And that was for Mexico, and that was for Iran. There were the two countries that they were protesting and celebrating and whatever for. The rest of the countries, they didn't care nothing about, including America.
Well, here's my thing.
Because nobody cares about soccer in America, dude.
Here's my thing about this whole soccer shit. I could see if it was like What's that thing that's coming to DC in August? The race cars, Formula One, F1 or Grand Prix or whatever.
The IndyCar.
Also,
IndyCar. I
Grand
could see
Prix is
there being,
also a thing nobody in America cares about.
it's
That's
something
not
that they
true.
do.
It's not a huge audience, but I
that's
know
what I'm
people who
saying.
are into that.
It's like WNBA or like soccer or
Oh yeah.
like it's a very niche thing. It's not an American thing. And
Although-
No, I got to disagree with that. I got to disagree with that and push
but if
back
it was
on that.
NASCAR, I'm fully with you. Grand Prix,
Oh yeah.
who gives a fuck.
NASCAR is a part of it. NASCAR Truck Series has joined IndyCar this year and is a part of it.
Well, we have Formula One about an hour from me. When was it? Security?
In February.
Yeah, in February. So it is
And we had about 200,000 people a day out there.
I didn't say it doesn't exist. Guess what? Soccer happens in America also, but most people just don't fucking care about it.
well, yeah.
And that's the same for Grand
Yeah.
Prix. If it was NASCAR, that would get giant traction. NASCAR, people love NASCAR in America. They don't really
Sure.
care about Le Mans, Grand Prix, or any of those other ones. I prefer some of those other ones if I was going to watch racing, which I don't. But it's not.
I get the whole. Oh, what do they call it? The vibe behind it. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to watch it and stuff like that. But to get media coverage into that shit, security, you know how bad that is. I mean, I
Into
was
Washington, yeah. I mean, it's got a bunch of blowback over just the same way the UFC fight did and the whole Freedom 250. It's just because they did a special one-off circuit in Washington for this for the 250. It's causing a lot of backlash. That's the only reason why.
Now
they didn't say shit. They didn't say shit when it was around Texas Stadium and all through Texas and all of the other stuff with these one-off tracks this year. It's all about Washington.
Oh yeah, they did that in Vegas too.
Yeah,
they did Vegas too.
Well, the credentials that I got for the 250 worked for the Trump speech, worked for the state, the national fair or whatever the fuck it was, and I can do those games, and I can do the in F1 or whatever the hell it is. So I can do everything. It was a blanket permissions with all the bullshit attached. But my thing is,
I still got my passes for IndyCar for this year.
Do you? Okay. I didn't know if you still had yours or not.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's just these things, in my opinion, Ben, that, you know, people really just need to stop their bullshit. They just really need to stop the bullshit. Oh, Trump this, Trump that, blah, blah, blah.
They're just trying to politicize anything that they can.
Well, Ben, here's the thing. It's already political, right?
Not really, no. It's just nonsense. It's political people pretending like they're relevant in everything, and they're just not. None of the soccer fans cared about any of the bullshit that got said. None of them sat down and read an article and went, well, I don't know if the U.S. is making it safe and secure for me to go there with a passport and watch a sports ball game.
Well, okay. People, listen, let me break down. Hey, Howard. Good to see you.
No, they're worried about if they had enough beer to support the stadiums and all that stuff because they were running out of beer.
That's a lot of beer.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's 100%.
Dude, they're gonna go in there with 1,000 beer trucks and be out the first and second day.
20 minutes. 20 minutes. A whole shipment filling up Boston Stadium lasted 20 minutes.
Yeah, especially compared to most countries, Americans are pussies about drinking. Like fucking.
Oh no, you get these foreigners.
Oh,
Holy
dude, a
shit.
12-year-old fucking German will drink an adult man in America under the table.
Oh my God. Well, it's legal for them. They can do it, you know?
Oh, I know. I've been there.
Oh
Like,
my God.
dude, I dated a Russian chick when I was younger, and I saw that girl fucking drink a half gallon of vodka in a night. And then she was the first person up making breakfast, fucking having a good old time, making us all a nice breakfast. I'm like, how are you not dead? Like, what the fuck?
I know, right?
I had an ex-girlfriend who thought her Irish heritage would enable her to outdrink me, even though I was roughly twice her body weight, taller than her. Yeah, many an evening I was walking her home from the bar, carrying her more likely. It also helps that, okay, you've got Irish heritage. I have Lithuanian heritage, and they are far harder drinkers than the Irish could ever dream of being.
Right.
Well, here's the other thing too. America, this administration wants the economy to thrive. A lot of these like vendors at these stadiums, they're investing tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars into doing these events, right? So what I'm saying is Trump wants us to make money. Well, why would it behoove him to not let people come here and fans? Or how would it behoove the excuse me, sneezing on cam. How would it behoove him to not let these people come here? Because it's making money for all the businesses and everything that are, in these stadiums and whatever else. So I just don't understand how it would.
This is just stupid lefties trying to fucking twist something into fucking something. Again, I'm not even a Trump fan. I think Trump's an absolute nightmare for the country, but they're just doing their damnedest to fucking twist this into something to make it bad about Trump. And it's you could see nobody else cares.
And another thing
heard about was him banning the one referee. That was a big deal. And then holding the other players, and also the red card thing that I also get. But that's not really political.
The referee was banned and questioned because he had a domestic violence charge. That was number one.
But I still understand where the are you rubbing your mic up on your watch or something?
What happened?
Security, you're like scratching your mic or something.
Well, so it was like so it was an outstanding warrant for the domestic charge?
No, he was just charged with it.
Just charged, not even convicted.
It was a felony charge in his state, in his country. So America flagged it, and it's no big deal in his state, in his country, but it was a big deal here. So they flagged it. They let him come in and they let him referee after they cleared everything. That's all it was. He just couldn't be the first game that he wanted.
Gotcha.
And two, people are not saying that Trump had Homeland Security lift a lot of restrictions for food brought into this country to accommodate other people's culture because they didn't want to eat this nasty ass food from America.
So yeah, this sounds like a lot to do about nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely a lot to do about nothing. That is
also, I guarantee you, the cities that this event is going to be in, there's going to be plenty of their local food available at nearby vendors.
It doesn't even have to be at the event. Where he's having it is a very big cultural.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was more for the players and the coaches and stuff because
this
they eat at the hotel.
The teams themselves were bringing their own food for their players and their and whatnot, which is fully understandable.
That's fine. I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't blame them either. Yeah, this is again, they're trying to make political things out of something that's not political, and it's honestly kind of gross because the world just celebrates this event in general and we had fun with it.
If you've grown up with your gut flora adapted to eating what you have around locally, and you go somewhere else,
sure,
you're going to have all kinds of digestive problems eating the local food.
Sure.
Yes. And so a lot of teams bring their own food with every time they leave the country, and this is all
because they're a highly competitive unit. They can't afford to be down because someone got the shits.
Dude, when I went to Germany, I got put in the hospital for like fucking 4 days from drinking the water.
Yeah, because it's like that. I guess it's not as refined, or not refined, but not as sanitized as it is here.
It's not. Well, it's not as purified, and then also, like Aunt just explained, while around here I drink groundwater. I drink the water straight out the ground, but I'm used to that water. I'm not used to the water in this other country across the world. And
sure.
There's also sorry.
Go ahead.
If you're drinking from springs, though, there is a natural filtration. Again, it's not perfectly safe. You could definitely get some bacterial stuff in your gut that way, but it's not that bad. It's not like you're drinking from a piss bowl or something. It's just
I'm drinking the things that are in this water table. I'm used to. I'm not used to that water table over there, and there's different bacteria and whatnot in there.
Sure.
And it wasn't. It was about
down in
about
down in Marin County. In Marin County, there's that Redwood Forest Park. Hold on a second. I need to take a break. I'll be right back.
Yep. You're right, Ben. I just don't understand, and I'll never fucking understand why these activists, coalitions, civil rights movements just always make a big deal out of something. And Stern, thanks for the cookie over on Pilled. Much appreciate your support.
Well, because nobody's going to pay attention to them on their own, so they try to glom on to these other things that already have attention.
Oh yeah,
because nobody gives a shit what they're saying.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, it just to me makes no sense. It just makes no sense to me. I mean, at the end of the day, why do we, or why would one decide that they need to play that game?
Dude, in my opinion, anything that the world, this particular World Cup definitely got more traction than any other World Cup previously.
Sure.
And especially in America. There's parts of the rest of the world that this is a religion for them, damn near. But in America, we don't care about it that much, and it got a shit ton of traction, and people had a lot of fun. It was very fun. There was all kinds of videos of the groups from the other countries going around America and discovering American things and interacting, and people just had a lot. It just enjoyed it. And if progressives are anything, they are fucking killjoys. They are the biggest killjoys. That they literally ruined comedy for fucking like 20 years.
Sure.
They do not laugh. They have no humor. They have no joy. Anything people are enjoying, they make sure that they go throw some shit on it.
Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna have a sporting event or a large sporting event like this, why try to put the kibosh or the screws to it? Because I don't like one person.
To give them relevance.
Well, does it give
their little
here we go. This is starting, Ben.
She is very low spin.
It'll fix itself.
on protecting the integrity of our elections. And we encourage every
Look at the back of that guy's head.
Yeah.
Friday, the president will travel to New York City to attend a
Hold on one second. I got a different one.
Yeah, that guy. Those guys were on amateur mode right there.
They're on something. Jeez.
Holy fuck. Like, did he slowly just pan into the back of that dude's head?
Sure did.
the economy. Tuesday's CPI report confirmed what President Trump predicted.
There we go.
Prices are falling, and this administration's economic policies are working. Inflation dropped 0.4% last month, beating expectations and marking the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Prices fell, including for gasoline, electricity, non-prescription drugs, car insurance, medical care services, and hotels, delivering relief for American working families. We also saw real weekly earnings rise in the month of June. For private sector workers, real wages have increased by roughly $1,000 since President Trump took office, after falling nearly $3,000 during the previous administration. This is real progress made possible by the president's pro-growth.
The fuck did she just say?
There is still
I
more
don't
work
even
to do, no
understand
doubt,
what
which
she
is why
said.
President Trump remains laser focused on lowering costs and raising wages for working families across the country. Just last week, Walmart and Sam's Club announced they will be lowering prices on thousands of items in their stores across the country. Shoppers can expect meaningful savings on groceries, household essentials, outdoor living products, toys, apparel, and other everyday staples. As
Was that a commercial for Walmart?
His call and
It
stepped
might
up
have
in a big
been.
way, and we commend them for that. We hope other major retailers will follow the lead of this patriotic American company. While we're on the subject of helping working families get ahead, I want to remind everyone that the Trump accounts are now officially live. To date, and this is a new stat from the Council of Economic Advisors this morning, more than 6.5 million American children have been signed up for accounts so far, including my 2 kids who I signed up during my maternity leave.
Oh,
There are
the
a few
Trump.
things I
That
wanna
was
make
about the
clear
Trump
this
accounts.
massively beneficial program that has the potential to literally transform the financial future of this country. First, any child under the age of 18 is eligible to have a Trump account opened in his or her name. This is a free investment savings account that costs nothing to open. Second, thanks to President Trump, every child born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028 will receive a $1,000 seed deposit from the United States Treasury. Third, parents, guardians, relatives, and friends can contribute up to $5,000 per year combined for each child. Employers can also contribute up to $2,500 per year on a tax-favored basis, counting toward the annual cap. The president believes there is no better investment than in America's children. Government projections show that a child whose family maxes out contributions could see the account grow to nearly $300,000 by the time the child turns 18. This is, I think we can all agree, an enormously powerful head start toward the American dream.
Yeah.
These funds can be used for college, starting a business, or purchasing a home. This is truly a transformational, nonpartisan program. So I encourage everyone listening with a child to establish a Trump account today for your child and tell everyone you know with children to do the same. The app is also incredibly inviting and easy to use for
So this was a Walmart commercial and now a Trump account commercial?
Brand new numbers this week from the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Protection confirm that for the 14th straight month, this administration has released 0 illegal aliens into the United States. Again, let me reiterate, the 14th straight month, not a single illegal criminal alien has been entered into our country, released into our country by this administration. Illegal crossings in June remained at historic lows, and Southwest border apprehensions are down 94% compared to the same period under the Biden administration. These numbers speak for themselves. Thanks to President Trump's strong leadership and unwavering commitment to law enforcement, America has the most secure border we have ever had in our nation's history. The administration continues working to reverse the previous influx of millions of illegal aliens into our country by the Biden administration, and our law enforcement professionals, God bless them, are arresting criminal illegal aliens across the country, including those convicted of the most heinous and violent crimes.
You know, all this that she just said is a lie, right?
Police arrested a Mexican national and gang member convicted of second-degree murder in California. A Dominican national convicted of aggravated manslaughter in New Jersey. A Saudi national convicted of indecent liberties with a child in North
Here's
Carolina.
where she's hitting all the emotional points. Get everybody in the feelers.
Sexual abuse of a child in California. A Nicaraguan national convicted.
Yeah, you can't say that
in Rhode Island.
sanctuary cities are catching and releasing, and then also say that zero criminals have been released at the same time in the United States. Those two statements are contradictory.
Your communities, and you have this administration.
So either California is not letting out the criminals are catching, or
arrest and deport these dangerous criminals.
That is happening.
President Trump is wholeheartedly committed to delivering on that mandate every day. He will never waver in his duty to defend our homeland and protect the American people. And he has proven without a shadow of doubt that the chaos and the lawlessness that we saw every single day at the border and across our country under the Biden administration was a choice. And it is a choice this president has chosen not to make. While this work is far from finished, the border is secure and deportations will continue. With that, I'll take your questions today. I look forward to doing so. I know there's a lot of news. We have two people in our new media seats today, Rachel Bade and Ben Black. Rachel, why don't you kick us off? Ben will give you a question, and then we'll get to the rest of all of you. Thank
Somebody
you.
ask her about the criminals released in sanctuary cities.
Two questions, if I may. The first one, a fun one for your first day back. You now have two babies under 2 years old.
I do.
As someone who has a 4-year-old, I can only imagine how little you are sleeping right now. What is your one tip or secret to women who want to have it all, the kids and the hard charging career?
Well, thanks for the question, Rachel. And it is really good to be back with all of you. I don't think there is a secret. You just have to show up every day and keep going.
Kick her the fuck out.
Let's take a village. Take the opportunity to shout out to my husband who's home with our babies right now. I look forward to returning home later to be with them, but it's challenging. But for me, I view this as more than a job. I view this as public service on behalf of a president who I firmly believe in everything this administration is doing and really creating a better country for my children and their future. And I'm very grateful for that. Blessed. Bad. As you know, Rachel, and any mom in this room knows, there's nothing better than
good. You had a fucking kid. Good. Yes. Yes. Good.
Okay, a question about tonight. There are a lot of Republicans.
Let her ask two questions.
Very much support the SAVE Act and want to make sure, our elections are upheld, election integrity, top priority for them. But some of them are concerned that tonight's primetime address might focus on, elections of the past, relitigating them rather than voter concerns of today. I'm wondering, can you tell us if the president tonight is going to talk about the economy? You just talked a lot about the economy and what we're seeing there. And what does the White House say to Republicans who are worried that election issues like this could actually turn off swing voters?
Well, a few things. I would encourage everyone to tune in tonight. I've seen a lot of reporting and frankly misreporting about what the president will say. I think the American people will be relieved to hear what they are hearing from the president of the United States and his commitment to
Are they really trying to ask him what he's going to say later?
Yeah.
I think all
Yeah.
Republicans
Just watch the fucking thing later, you jackasses. Don't let her ask a third
we don't have
question.
faith
Somebody
in
make
elections,
get
our
her the
country
fuck out of there.
have a country. It is a
questions
vital
suck.
part of our democracy, of our constitutional republic. The president will be speaking about that tonight. And in addition, at the very same time, of course, he is working on all of these economic issues that the American people have at home. I just read to you the latest inflation numbers are looking good, the best report in 6 years. The president, Republicans and Democrats and all Americans have this president to thank for the largest tax cuts in American history, which every Democrat on Capitol Hill voted against. You have this president to thank for the Trump accounts for our children and securing the future of the American dream. So this president is doing a lot, but obviously safe and secure elections are a true tenet of our constitutional republic, and the president will be speaking about that tonight. Thank you. And Ben, please.
Hey, so I'm from England. I've been following the World Cup all around, absolutely loving it. Unfortunately, we got knocked out last night, so I'd love to
I'm
ask
sorry
a
for the
favour.
loss.
I was getting over that.
Tough day for you today.
Yeah, it's all good though. But I want to know.
God. So the big press briefing was a fucking Walmart commercial.
The final match on Sunday, and I know the president looks forward to attending, but I think the world saw that this president and this country is able to put on the greatest show in sports in the world. And we are a kind people, we are hardworking people, and we have the best country on the planet. And I know I've loved seeing the videos from foreigners from around the world who have traveled to the United States, and I've been quite surprised about how lovely and enjoyable the United States is. I don't think we get enough credit from the international media around the world, but we encourage everyone to come and experience America for themselves. So thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
And safe travels home. You're welcome.
Caroline.
Garrett,
Caroline, welcome back.
good to see you.
Likewise, to the degree that this speech tonight is about elections past, not elections upcoming, the 2020 election has had dozens of recounts, lawsuits, audits. 2024 election, widely believed to be safe and secure. There's not really any question about that. A lot of people
Because
look
it
at
was
this.
too big to rig.
Well, I think a lot of people look at this
There's a
and
massive
wonder,
amount of votes for this president. That's why he's in the Oval Office.
Yeah, this media is so effing scared. They're faking in their space boots right now. This is great. This is good. This is good TV.
unable to let this go.
This is horrible fucking reporting.
Part of the problem is that the media has refused to acknowledge that tens of millions.
Well, of course they're shitty at doing their jobs, Ben. I'll give you that. But like just watching the fear just come right off these people, like
the premise of your question.
they can see the walls closing in and they don't like it.
Before even hearing it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Everyone should tune in tonight.
They
including
should
the
not
people
be
who
throwing
are you can
softballs
report on
at this
president's
bitch
speech
the
and
whole time.
findings that he is going to reveal in this speech with a little bit of honesty and a little bit of integrity, because it does.
And like they're going to get her
honest
to tell them what he's going to say. Like these are bad questions.
No, these are bad questions. That's what I'm saying. Like the bitch came out and said dumb shit. Why aren't you asking her about the dumb shit she said?
Democrat, Republican should agree that we are the greatest country in the history of the
Yeah,
world.
because they're scripted questions. Exactly.
Elections in the history of the world, and what the president will be speaking about tonight will show you that perhaps that is not.
Oh, these aren't scripted, Ben. This is the media panicking really badly.
It out is a key legislative.
Oh, I agree.
This president.
I agree with that wholeheartedly that they're panicking.
All
She
senators
came out and said
and
some of the
members
dumbest shit
voting
I've ever heard.
of the
She
Save
said that
America
not a single criminal immigrant has been released back into our country in this administration.
Give me the pink
You can't fucking say that and then at the same time be saying that cities are catching and releasing criminals back into the public. The two things can't fucking both exist.
I think they're talking about actually apprehending these people on the border and releasing them into the United States. That's what they were doing under Biden.
You should go back and listen to it. It was before you
Well,
were-
from what you just said, it sounds like if you catch them on the streets of, say, Chicago, and then they get released,
yeah,
that's an entirely other thing. She's talking specifically at the
she's
border.
talking about, she said no criminals have been released back into our country from immigration. None. And she said that shit. And at the same time, they sit and complain about sanctuary cities re-releasing criminals back into the public. So
That's an entirely different thing, Ben. She's talking about the border. She's talking
about it. Why isn't a fucking reporter asking you about it? Why is the president? You just had a kid and you must be missing a lot of sleep, because everybody in the world that's ever had kids, which is fucking happens all the time. That's why we're here. And they all miss sleep. But you must be missing sleep. Tell us about how you're balancing that. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird question to ask her, but
is Trump going to say stuff later that we don't want him to say? What is Trump going to say later? Because I want to know now what he's going to say later. Maybe he should just give the speech right now. Like, what the fuck? Somebody ask a question about the shit the bitch said.
Well, I think what you're going to hear tonight is you're going to hear an executive order on the grounds of national security regarding the elections. Because the Save America Act thing The only way it can ever get passed at this point is to be attached through reconciliation, and that you need the Senate parliamentarian to actually allow that to happen. And these people still have refused to ever fire that bitch. So I don't have any hopes and dreams or anything on Congress to do the right thing, because they're all complicit in the act anyways. The gravy train is over at that point. They know it. We all know it. So, you know, and Trump in his initial message, gosh, like 4, 5, 6 months ago, it was either one or the other. It's either going to be by Congress's doing or another means and method.
I guarantee you the first thing they said was, well, there goes our extra money.
The problem is that they're going to have the Save America Act. Unlike the SAVE Act, which was strictly about voter registration, the Save America Act is a voter ID bill requiring a demonstration of ID or presentation of ID when you go to vote. I really not sure I like this idea. I don't like people being tied to their votes. It's supposed to be anonymous. There's a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah, but Ant,
there's
hold on
one
second,
last.
Ant.
Okay,
hold on 1 second though. When I went to the polls and voted for Trump, they asked me for my voter ID card.
Your registration card that shows
yeah,
that
my
you're
registration
registered
card.
to vote.
Yes,
Right, which shows that you're registered to vote.
Right,
but it doesn't have a picture of you on it.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like I said, it's something to be careful of. Like, I'm not against the idea of making sure that, you know, people voting are who they say they are, but we have to be very careful to protect their identity in regards to their vote. Like, it has to be kept separate.
Sure. I mean, I could see that, you know, you walk in and scan your ID, right? And it just says that you're registered Republican, whatever, right? I'm okay with that. Now, what I'm not okay with is the federal government charging you to do it, like charging money to do it.
Okay, hold on, money to do what?
To like upgrade your driver's license.
Well,
or to put like another sticker or whatever the fuck.
You would need to pay to get your driver's license anyways, though.
No, I understand that. But to mandate somebody because if you want to vote, you have to have XYZ 1, 2, 3.
Well, the whole reasoning behind that. So, and I'm not trying to stick up for the fucking government. God, we all know that. But the whole reasoning behind that you have to have this other ID is like, if you look at like my California driver's license right here, fucking, and this is they allot immigrants to drive, but they're not allotted to vote. So then the driver's license, it says this card is not acceptable for official federal purposes. This license is issued only as a license to drive a motor vehicle. It does not establish eligibility for employment, voter registration, or public benefits.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Right. Now, also in this Save America Act, in it allows for a real ID to be used for voting because citizenship verification was done on approving of getting that real ID. I had to pay $14 to get mine just done just now, so at least I have that now. But
for the win, you had to give your birth certificate, social security card, and believe another bill. I forget what you told me.
It was those 2 items plus 2 utility bills to prove your address.
Right. So therefore, you are verifying with a real ID. In my mind, that you are a United States citizen.
See, and that's a horseshit thing to do right there, because how am I not a citizen just because I'm not paying utilities?
How are you a citizen without a United States birth certificate or social security card?
I definitely have.
That is about showing proof of address. That's all those utility bills are for. There were,
and I own my property. I own it free and clear. Even I don't even have a bank loan on it.
Well, the question is, do you have a real ID?
No, because I don't.
That's
and I don't.
Respectfully, if you ever needed a real ID for anything, that might prove to be a problem.
Oh, I know. I'm
See,
aware.
I think we should just subsidize, photo IDs for people across the country. Have a federal photo ID card that's a real ID that's available to anybody for the asking. Because if that's the barrier to getting a job for some people, not free for everybody, make it free for people at the low income level, right? We obviously, if you can afford it, you shouldn't be asking for freebies. I forget that step, but for low income, why not? Sure, that's about 36 million Americans. It would cost about $1 billion, $1.5 billion. Sounds like a lot, but if 50 to 150,000 of those people, depending on like what kind of jobs they get a job, because that was the barrier to them getting a job, the system pays for itself.
Sure, but okay, Aunt, let me ask this question. It's a really good fucking question. I'm done with her, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Before you do that, Sten, real quick though, I just wanted to add that Clay had said on a panel like 2-3 weeks ago that there's some sort of amendment or law or something about when it comes to voting, they can't put like monetary constraints on you being able to vote. So by them saying you need to pay for this ID, that kind of contradicts exactly that.
Yeah, that was the second point I was going to make earlier. Sorry.
Well, that goes to my point, what I was going to say, and I don't mean to cut you off, Aunt. I'll let you have it here in a second.
No, you're good. All I was going to say is that was the second point before you wanted to talk about the first thing I brought up. I was just going to bring up that, by making people pay for something they need to vote, you're instituting a poll tax. Doesn't matter what you call it. You're making them pay money in order to vote. And
correct. That is exactly what I was just going to say to both points was, okay, if we have to pay, say, $10, whatever, and the next administration that comes in says, you know what, we're fucking done with it, we're not doing it, yada, 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 et cetera, blah, blah, blah. What is the government? You're going to have to send your real ID back in the mail or whatever, drop them off somewhere so you can get a refund if we had to pay for it. That's stupid. Now, here's one thing that I could say that could be beneficial in the long run. If you have an ID or a driver's license, commercial driver's license, whatever, I could see the states, or they let it up to the states, right, to reprint your driver's license, and the federal government pays the states for everybody to get a new driver's license or ID if you're registered to vote. I don't believe that we should pay for it. But to your point, Ben, how much does your driver's license cost you to renew when you have to renew it?
It was something like $20, I think.
Okay, so $20. You're already paying.
I haven't done it. No, actually, my fucking license is expired when I looked at it, and I got to go get it.
You better go.
I'll know the answer to that fairly soon here. Next time I go into town, I need to stop and renew my fucking license.
Well, yep, there you go. You have to pull that out every once in that license out every once in a while, and it's not something you think of, right?
Dude, it's you stop. You reach a certain age, people don't ask you for your ID for things anymore. It just sits in your wallet and does nothing. Like, the only person that asks you for an ID is a cop, and I'm fucking old, and I live in the mountains where you can't even come close to doing the speed limit. And you definitely aren't using a cell phone or anything while you're driving. Like, you're literally just trying to keep from flying off a cliff fucking at 30 miles an hour, as you twist and turn through it. So I don't pull out my license for nothing.
Well, mine does not expire till 2029. We have 8-year licenses here.
We did in South Dakota too. Apparently it's only knock it off.
Here it's the option of 6 years or 8 years, and then it's basically the same cost either way.
Sure.
So I don't know why people elect for 6 years. Just pay the extra $20.
To the DMV.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you were to legitimately move or whatever, when you change your driver's license, it asks you if you want to register to vote.
Ours are 5 years.
Oh, yours are 5 years? Wow.
Yeah.
They gotta get that money more often. They can't be waiting
absolutely.
8 years for you to pay your license fee.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
kidding.
I think that goes on the populace of the state. Like here in Florida,
Yeah,
the
because the
DMVs
license
are always fucking full. I mean, like full.
You know, they did something clever up here in Washington. So they kind of did away with like unlimited first come first serve appointments for walk-ins. Like you can make appointments, of course.
Yeah.
But for same day like appointments, there's a limited window in the morning where you have to get online and get an appointment while they're available. And if you miss it, you're shit out of luck until the next day.
Oh yeah, they did that. They did that here, Ant. They did that.
It works exceptionally. I every time I've been to the DMV for the last few years, it has been almost empty. They don't call it the DMV up here; it's the Department of Licensing. But they also contract out like the tabs and stuff to private firms. So like you don't have to go into the DOL to get your tabs. You can get them like at a local shop that'll have them ready for you.
Well, like here, I don't know different states, but I know in Pennsylvania and Florida, like if you have a vehicle registered, you can go on to like the DMV or what you call the DOL, and you can renew it.
Yeah.
You'll just have to wait for the sticker.
Usually that's true here. There are certain circumstances where you will have to go in to get it. You can't do it online.
Right.
For tabs, I don't think that's the case. But I know for like licenses, I had to go in because I had because you can only
make us take the eye test.
No, you can only renew online. In Washington, you can only renew your license online every other time. So if the previous time you renewed it online, you can't do it online next time.
Right. No, that makes sense. Because yeah, I mean,
holy shit! Tony Coriolis said his license doesn't expire till 2057. What the
holy shit?
What state does he fucking live in?
I have a lifetime license.
Yeah, holy shit, man.
When my grandpa was 92, he ended up having to go get his license renewed to drive to my wedding. And he was shocked because there's no way he should have passed that test. He was a danger on wheels. He renewed his license 8 years. At 92 in Oregon.
So he's 92, and they gave him a license till he's 100. What the hell?
I mean, my grandma lived to 102.
My grandma.
Yeah, but was she driving a car at 102?
No, she might have tried if you let her. But
my great grandma lived to like 107, and she fucking she had driven an original Model T off the line, and the tire fell off on the way home, and she never drove a car again.
Bipolar Bear says, my license expires whenever I get caught using these expired ones.
That's the way we live out in the mountains too. That's how part of why I don't know. It was like, oh shit, my license expired. How long?
Oh, Tony
Coriolis 4 years. So I'm like, oh shit.
Tony Coriolis says he lives in Arizona. I was one of the last people to get a license like that. They changed the rule when I was 17. Well, there you go.
Yeah, grandfather, cool. Best system ever.
Sure. Lifetime driver's license.
Yeah.
Hey.
What was it?
Never lose it.
Was it Montana that you can pay extra money and you get a lifetime registration on a vehicle? I believe it's Montana.
Okay.
I think you can.
I guess if you have really stable,
it's permanent. It's like a permanent tag or a permanent.
Yeah, it's permanent. Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Like I believe you. I've never heard of this before. That's cool.
It's like for like semi trailers and like trailers. Like most people don't switch trailers very often. So like the trailer on my production my license plate on my production trailer, it's permanent. It's a one-time. I think it was like $300 or $400. It's
California does that too. My trailer.
Now, the way they're making these license plates now, here's some bullshit. Okay, they don't actually stamp the license plates here in Florida. You know, like your license plate on your truck. Yeah, it's not raised. It's like a wrap, like a 3D wrap.
Oh, that's not gonna last.
Now wait a minute. So I went to the DMV, and they said the plate on my truck I needed to bring in so they could reissue it. Every so many years here in Florida, they reissue your tag. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything, but you got to bring the tag in, and then you replace the tag. Well, what's happening here in Florida, because of all the heat and everything, the wraps are delaminating just getting so hot that they like shrink and shit. So if you're caught with that, and like a cop can't read it, they'll give you a fucking ticket for it.
What the fuck?
They'll give you a fucking ticket for it.
Yeah, your thing doesn't work, and it's my fault.
Well, it's to drive, to own a car, to have a plate is a privilege, not a right. And I'm quoting the bill because I read up on this because I memorized my fucking tag number. It was a vanity tag. They replaced it with the same vanity tag, but they just basically refreshed the plate. So what it is a right. You have a right to drive. You have a right to have a registration, or not a right. It's a privilege to drive, have a license and a tag and everything like that. So the legislation here in Florida says, well, you should always look at your license plate or your tag to make sure it's there. And if it's delaminating, all you have to do is go in, wait your turn. They'll hand you a new fucking license plate if it's not a vanity license plate. And guess what? You're back within compliance, because I know, and Aunt Ben, you probably know this too, or For the Win. If a cop can't read the license plate, how's he going to run your license plate?
If he can't read it, that can get you a ticket too. You're not allowed to obscure your license plate.
Well, and that's the other. Thank you for reminding me. That's the other thing in the legislation. It's obscuring the view of the license plate. So, like,
I get it if you've done something to obscure it, but when you guys put out a piss poor quality license plate in the fucking natural environment makes it unreadable. That's not, you can't fucking hold the fucking public accountable for that. You've got to give some kind of fucking leeway.
Sure. Well, here's the thing too. They're either not paying for them, or they're paying like 10 or 20 cents to have them. Here in Florida, to register a vehicle, pay the taxes, whatever, it's minimum over a little over $200. Okay, that's to register it. But after that, you might pay $20 or $50, whatever the vehicle class is. Like a semi, it's $5,000 to get plates on it.
Yeah, but that's because a semi is a commercial
vehicle. No, I'm just comparing, contrasting is what I'm doing.
Lunatic libertarian. Glad to see you back.
I mean, but as far as the voter ID and the integrity, I'm okay with having to at least present something that says I'm an American citizen. Do I think we should pay for it? No. Because it goes along with the authoritarianism of the government.
Authoritarianism and authority are a little. They're connected, but they're not the same thing. Think about the authority of the government.
Okay, so the authority of the government.
Like, if we were going to do this, like, maybe you have to have an ID to get into the voting place. And what that will do is check your registration and then also count you off of the voting charts. Like, that guy's already come in to vote. But once you're inside the voting place, there's no other accounting for what you fucking do, because you don't get to fucking know how I voted, shitbags. That is
well, that's okay. But that's what I was saying, Ben. And that goes back to the point. Slide your driver's license, and it'll say yes or no. And
yeah. You're a registered voter, and
you're an American citizen.
You have not voted yet, and after that, the accounting needs to stop. That from that point on, they don't get to record what I do.
Exactly. And listen, I understand there are people that mail in vote, but Ben, we've had this conversation. Why are people mailing in 3 or 4 ballots just to get their people elected? That's election fraud and cheating. This, in my opinion, and for the win, you can chime into this as well. This is going to curtail cheating. It's going to curtail it, because and here's another thing. When you walk into that polling place and it says yes or no, they should be able to print that ballot if they needed to, or it unlock a console and you take a number and you go and you vote.
It definitely should unlock a council, because then they've recorded you. Then they know who's at that council right then and there.
It's like by number.
And I don't agree with the computer voting anyways.
I don't either. It's so easy to cheat too.
Yeah, they need, and we all know it. We all know it. That's been fucking, both parties have fucking banged on about it. It's just they only bang on about it when their side loses. But both parties have banged on about the fucking voting machines and how easy it is to cheat on them.
Okay, Darren, you want some proofism? Go look up California. How many people were sent mail-in ballots to one address, and they don't even fucking live there? I'm such a fucking liar. Why don't you come up here and call me a fucking liar? I'll prove it.
I did put the link in just a minute. But yeah, mail-in ballots for veterans and people overseas, that absolutely should be a thing. People in this country, no.
Also, those are very different from typical mail-in ballots.
Again. See if that prick will come the fuck up here.
There's a whole lot more scrutiny and care given to those ballots and their transportation and security than what's given to the typical mail-in ballot that they started doing in 2020. They're not even the same process.
Yeah, but I agree.
You're right on that, Ant. But also it goes back to
should continue. Obviously,
I agree. It should.
Our representatives overseas, our people that are doing things overseas, they still get their say.
Yep.
Like that needs to happen.
And if you saw the process they have to go to do that vote, you wouldn't complain. Like,
come on up here, Darren. The link's in the fucking chats. Come on up here. Call me a fucking liar. I'll prove you wrong right now.
I mean, it's not impossible or anything, but it's not something you just you're casually going to do. Like, you have to want it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this too, guys. It's just like we were saying the other night with like, oh, you were bringing up the census numbers or the registered voter numbers on Wikipedia or whatever sources we were pulling them from. And I'm like, I don't even believe those numbers are even accurate. So when we see these people that are 130, 140 on the voting rolls, there's no way on God's green earth, Ant, that they are voting in a polling precinct. Those are specific mail-in balloting ballots.
I'm not saying there's no issues.
Right,
and
right.
What are we talking about?
I'm not going to defend mail-in ballot voting.
I know that, but like it's not like you think of like this person like Spin brought up that got mailed 4 ballots and they submit them back. Well, who is that person doing those for? And who in their right mind would fill out 4 when you only get 1? Like us normal Americans all agree you get 1 vote. That's what it is.
Here's the thing. They want to cheat because they wanted Gavin Newsom to stay in there because, he's the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, well, let me give you some examples of Gavin Newsom's infamous wisdom. $1 million to do a press conference to save the fucking trees. The high speed rail thing or whatever the fuck it was, or people mover or whatever. Where's that fucking money? Let's see. We shut the fucking water off to LA or whatever the fuck it was. I'm sure he was fucking involved in it. Oh, there's a fire. Oh, we'll just airplane that water and we don't need water. Let's see. Having people going out and paying, what wasn't it yesterday, Ben, or something before I had to go? We were talking about the fucking people giving them $2 for a cheeseburger or a pack of cigarettes to fill out a piece of paper and vote.
Yeah, no, they don't vote that way, but they're doing registration and they're doing getting billed on the
ballot initiatives
like that. They're absolutely.
Here's a foolproof strategy to win elections, or at least have a really strong lead in them, right? Well, first you introduce a very powerful narcotic that becomes very popular across the population. It's highly addictive and potentially very deadly, right? And then you go and offer them, the people they're using this narcotic, some of that narcotic in exchange for their signature on a ballot.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Look, if you got to have an ID, you can't cheat. I'm sure they'll find
we're going to know who you were.
Yep, Thomas Massey's primary. Put that back up there.
Yeah.
Thomas Massey's primary was a perfect example of ballots by mail, winning elections. There you go. You want more proof?
Disagree with that.
You want more proof?
We all know because you're like fucking a super Trump tard. We get that. You got the TDS on the other side. We understand, but
no, I don't. Listen, I believe that everybody
I disagree with it because look at Massey right now. It's like he's like this caged lion that was set free. Ever since he's lost, he's not nonstop dropping bombs of truth on everything.
I do agree.
Where was that before? So when I look at this in hindsight, I'm like, I don't really care that he lost or whatever he was standing for, because now he's being released to be able to play his role right now. That's what I'm personally seeing. That's why I disagree. So
I definitely agree with what you're saying right there. I don't disagree that happened to Thomas Massey, but I do agree that the things that Massey they opened up Pandora's box. Massey's like, oh yeah, all the shit you fuckers won't talk about, I'm talking about now.
He's rivaling like when Madison Cawthorn sitting in a fucking wheelchair is like, yeah, I get invited to orgies. Like, who the fuck is inviting the guy in the wheelchair to orgies? Does Spin get invited to orgies all the time? No.
Well, here's the thing.
Congress has a sick problem.
When these fucking libtards and fucking morons sit here and say, the election was free and fair. Well, wait a minute, motherfucker. Why is there reporting and independent journalists out there fucking posing as homeless people getting offered $2 for a fucking cheeseburger to sign your fucking name or a pack of cigarettes or whatever choice of substance that you're on? I can bring that up, you dumb fuck. And click the link. Come up here and call me a liar.
Is that guy?
Please come up here and call me a liar today.
Is that guy even in the chat anymore?
Probably not.
I think Spin's being too modest. I heard rumors that people like the joyride.
Hey, if they like,
you ever had a spinny? You ever had a spinny, baby?
Spin's back. Oh, I just said it to Ben in the back. I said Spin's back.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing better.
Yeah, I
definitely.
feel better. I feel better.
We were
We're
thinking about
tired
that.
hearing you cry.
No, people just like me because I didn't say a fucking thing half the time. Spin's back.
Well, that's good.
boy.
Maybe yours and Clay's periods won't sync now. So
It only
you
took
might
a
be okay.
stroke,
Oh, we did. Well, ours sync all the time.
stroke to shut the fucker up.
No, you know, I just get fucking tired of sitting of looking at things and sitting there saying, "Well, okay, here's all the proof," but you're still sitting there talking shit in the chat. I dropped the fucking link. I had Mr. Balderson drop the fucking link, and your dumbass ran away like a little bitch because I just proved you wrong. Dumb fuck.
Well, his if he would have laid his point out better, his point would have been is that happening, you know, nationwide? Is that happening on an
Yes, it's happening. Ben
would have been his point.
And for the win, you can back me up with this.
That particular thing that we're talking about right now is not happening nationwide.
It's happening.
It is
state.
It is, Ben. And I'll say this.
There is absolutely, pull up the fucking report. There is absolutely no reports of this happening in most states. This is an isolated thing to a couple Democrat strongholds. I won't deny that part. I live in California. I see it happening. Fucking,
Ben,
but
it goes back to exactly what I said the other night. Is take a state like take a state like Oklahoma, where Trump won all 79 counties. In that state, there were votes for the popular side of things that were changed to be Democrat. Even though he carried the state, they still had a select number of votes that were stolen in that state. Because that goes up to the greater total.
Not the same as somebody getting paid to vote it, to either fill out a ballot or do things like that. What you just
because
said,
there's 120 different ways they can traffic a ballot. You're absolutely right.
but you can't fucking just slather everything. That's where the problem comes in on your side.
Right.
You're trying to mush a whole bunch of things together. This thing that we were just fucking talking about doesn't happen nationwide. Does it happen? Yes. So now we got down to the fact of it does happen. You could then make the case in each of the different states and make the case for each of those things, and then say there is an overall cheating, which I won't disagree with for 1 second. I don't even think your vote fucking counts for anything. I don't think fucking it matters fuck all. But you can't fucking say this is happening everywhere, name one specific thing, and then when the guy denies it, fucking shoot on and start bringing in other things.
If your state has a machine, your state has election problems.
But did you not just fucking, are you fucking some kind of retarded or deaf?
Are you kind of some kind of fucking retarded or deaf? Like I just said, there's 120 different ways to traffic a ballot. I don't care about if it's some dumb fuck on Skid Row.
What we were talking about was people getting paid for votes, for filling out ballots. That's what we were discussing. So when when this guy comes in and says, does this happen nationwide? Then we have to look at that. You don't get to bring in 50 other things. All those things can easily be discussed, but they don't count toward this thing.
Right. You're right. And you're right, Ben. I'm saying that there's still, I mean, you can get rid of, say, 130 of the ways to cheat. There's always going to be a way found to cheat. I think what we'll hear tonight, and I got to figure out when that's going to be, Ben, and I think I'll set something up for that, definitely.
Set that up.
I thought I saw like 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay, if you can confirm that, Joe, or for the win, I'll set it up. But my thing is this: everybody is going to find a way to cheat on something. It's like I think we were talking one day about the colleges, and it was on Sarah Tomato's panel where they were having the college students were using AI and then the teachers had to use AI to combat that, said that they used AI to do all their papers and their literacies or whatever the fuck it is. I know what I just can't.
Christy's got a friend in college. She literally has 3 AI programs. One of them writes the paper. The second one rewrites the paper to make it so it doesn't look like an AI paper. And the third one adds her personal, it accounts her personal flair, the way she words things and stuff, and puts it in a more something that's like her. It's absolutely pathetic. There's no point to even being in college at that point. You didn't.
Yeah,
learn.
I mean that is a. I'm sure Ant and For the Win and you would say that's just a way of cheating. There's a common fucking denominator, Ben, right there. I mean, you know, I'm sure that like financial reports can be written by AI with just a few sentences.
Dude, AI was deciding our targeting systems, and that's part of why that school that got hit, that was AI, and AI doesn't get things right all the time.
No,
and
that was not AI. That was old intelligence data. That building was part of an old Iranian naval facility, and that was part of that naval facility. We just did not have updated information that was no longer the case. It wasn't AI.
Well, I heard it was a little bit further than that, Ant, too. I heard it was we had the correct information, but the bad actors that were still within the military allowed that information to exist.
If you've got evidence for that, then we should start prosecuting.
I'd have to go. I'd have to go find this. Well, I'd have to go find the screen.
The story I heard matches Ant's, except for that it was AI that made the mistake, and AI couldn't differentiate between the old intelligence and the new intelligence, and there was more of the old intelligence. So the way AI is working, and we know this from some of the delusions that it has,
hallucinations.
It takes the bulk of information and will hallucinate.
Well, yeah, it happens when it has little information and the information that's available is low confidence. Then but because AI can't say I don't know or follow up with questions to try and determine if it can find better results, it just forms a confident sounding lie, basically.
Right.
But the thing is like, maybe it was AI, but that same problems happen with human intelligence analysts as well. That's not a problem. That's not a problem you can nail down to AI.
I wasn't saying it was, but I was saying that we are becoming more and more heavily dependent on AI, and AI makes these
uncomfortably so.
You're absolutely right. And I would be remiss to say that it might become a thing of the times where AI can vote for you.
Probably.
I mean, I like I said, I wouldn't be remiss to say it. I don't know what you guys think, but AI is just becoming, and Ben and Ant, I sent you a video. It's pretty, I sent it to you on Discord. And this just proves what I just fucking said and what you just said, Ant.
Which I'm not disagreeing with For the Win on the mass cheating. I wholeheartedly agreed with him on that. You just have to make the case that it's an overall cheating in one direction, and then you have to prove each of those cases.
Do you subscribe to what the mainstream media calls as, well, it really only counts if there's widespread fraud, but a little fraud here and there, that's okay.
No, I think that for 20 years at the very least that our votes do not count in any way. Ever since the electronic voting came out, at the very least, our voting does not count. And you would be hard pressed to convince me that it counted for too much before that. That's part of why I don't vote.
I think it's been stolen for far longer, dude. I think for at least 100 years, to be honest.
So if you're going to contest a vote like that, there's a certain amount of legal triage you have to do before you start just, going full guns, right? So if you suspect fraud, you have to ask yourself, was it enough to influence the election? Can I show enough fraud that influenced the election? Because otherwise, yeah, you can go and find these evidence of fraud. You can prosecute some people, but at the end of the day, you're not changing the needle on anything.
Well,
it's worth pursuing, but it's not a critical problem any more so than it is any other time. It's like, yes, they're criminals. Yes, investigate and arrest them as you can, but they aren't on the streets murdering people. Sorry, wrong word.
You're okay.
They're not doing bad acts. They're not doing direct harm right now. We have time to deal with these cases and investigate.
Hey, for the win.
Yeah, that's why I said you would have
I
to
sent
prove
that video
each
to you.
of them is going in one direction, like a unified. We're just all using different methods, but we're all trying to achieve the same goal. He would have to prove that each individual case and then put them all together to show a grander case. And I don't see how that could happen.
Well, what I'd like to hear tonight is the fruits that have come out of Georgia, because that's the state that has the most ramifications out of the 2020 stolen election, where it's not just his federal election that was stolen, it was the 2 runoff Georgia senators as well, too. That election was also stolen for those.
And I got to roll away a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Georgia's a weird ass state. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
it goes back to when he told Raffensperger, "Find me 10,000 votes," and all the liberals are freaking out, like, "Find me? What do you mean find?" Well, when you look at there was a graph that was put out, or like a Excel spreadsheet, and it listed like 10 to 15 different ways that votes were trafficked and stolen, and whatever columns you want to add up, they all add up to more than 10,000. So whatever you want to take, these votes or those votes or those votes or those votes, there was 10,000 there. He won that fair and square. Same thing with Arizona. Same thing with Wisconsin, dude. Like, all it takes is one state, and it's going to be a snowballing effect because. Let's see here.
Because the election in one state
it is.
How is the election in, say, Illinois affected by the elections in California?
Because the swing of the Senate happened 51-49 after that election in favor of them. They ran the place with all 3 houses. That disenfranchised every voter in the country because they stole it. That's how it affects people in Illinois.
How did they steal it? Like, those votes were always going to be for that party in that particular area. Like Illinois and California, those aren't purple states. It's very rare when you see a Republican
Georgia.
senator. Oh, in Georgia? Well, Georgia is a purple state. Georgia flops all the fucking time. If you've ever been to any of the cities in Georgia, you'd understand why. Atlanta, very blue. Savannah, very purplish, but closer to blue.
But again,
then you get outside those areas, it's very
stolen,
red.
And then the runoff of those senators was also stolen.
Conviction, or because you keep stating this as a fact and not as just something you believe. You believe to be
it's
true.
Because I've seen the evidence, and we've all witnessed it. The data is all out there. Go on Mike Lindell's website. It's all right there. Go look it up, dude. It's on Mike Lindell's website.
It's not my job to do your homework. You made the claim.
You're asking for the evidence. I'm telling you where you want to read it all in one fall swoop. 800 pages. Be my guest.
So you don't have any evidence. Got it. Cool.
I do. I just cited it. Dumb fuck.
Well, you didn't present it, so it doesn't count.
Well, you know what? I'm on my fucking phone right now. I'm trying to work right now.
Not my problem.
Well, you know what? It's not my problem. And you know what? I don't have to be here to convince you or Ben's TDS or Spin, whatever the fuck he's doing right now.
Believe you.
And you know what?
You have to earn credibility. It's not just given to you.
I understand that.
So we're all clear. The only ones with TDS are you and Spin. Spin's working his way out of it. You have it severely. The rest of us are just, in fact,
I said wherever Spin rolled off to right now. I don't even know where his head is at this point. I mean, he agrees with you just to placate you. He says, "Oh yeah, Trump. He does some bad things." And I asked him, "Well, what bad things has he done?" He's like, "I couldn't tell you." So I'm like, "Well, which one is that?"
He's making his way out of it. He's surrounded himself with some decent people that actually look at actions and aren't particularly political and bought into the fully partisan bullshit. So once you enter that world, you get to fucking start judging individual actions. You don't have to go, "Oh, I'm on Trump team. Everything he does is great." Like
I'm sorry. this deep state that is within our country, they were all behind COVID and they all fucking lied to us and made a lot of bad people, a lot of people fucking sick or dead or everything else. So,
I agree.
You know, after that, I have zero trust in the government. I don't trust these fuckers worth a damn, mind you. But what I see is that there's a deep state problem and that the only person ever fighting that is Trump. So when we say severe TDS,
you have to stop
that,
and
or
let other
whatever.
people talk sometimes. You can't just sit here and go on and on and on.
You say
Right,
the part-
well, you do
part
quite
words.
frequently, Ant. Come on.
You say the part words where you're like, I don't trust the government, but then you're like, yeah, but I trust this giant swath of the government that is Trump, who actually was fucking Operation Warp Speed and things like that. And everybody was taking that when it was Trump, because we had people like you, and they're like, I do everything that Trump thinks. And then as soon as Biden took office, they didn't even change the formula. And suddenly it became the Biden thing. And all the Republicans like, oh, we don't like it now. And the Democrats are like, we love it now. Y'all are fucking retards, like more than a little bit. I do agree the government fucking fucked us on that whole deal. It was horrifying. Trump was fully in on it. And you're like, yeah, but I everything Trump said.
And to that point, he saved millions of people because the freedom of choice happened, Ben. The game plan was for us to be locked down for 4 fucking years, have 100% mail-in balloting for everything in 2024. And then maybe we were going to get out of it with a destroyed economy and millions dead because they were going to be forcibly vaccinated.
He did the good things.
That's what the emergency use authorization was for. That was the way out. It gave people the freedom of choice. And if you don't believe that, well, I can't help you, dude. I really can't.
Yeah. It's sad that operation that fucking it's like it's such a derangement that it's not even funny, and I absolutely agree. There's
Dude, I look at my fucking dad. He walks around like a fucking Tin Man right now because of the shit.
Derangement that folks like you have. It's two completely crazed sides. It's like when the Ortho Bros left Sarah's channel, but then also the trannies all left too.
No, we're not done. That's for damn sure.
Sides need each other.
So the reason why I joined the stream is you guys were just talking about voter fraud, and yes, voter fraud does happen, but the Heritage Foundation has a map that says how many actual reported cases there are, of how many actual reported cases there are, and they only reported 200 cases over the span of 20 years on the federal, state, and local levels.
It sounds low, but sure.
Sounds horrifyingly low.
I'd like to see like where they're pulling the numbers from, because that can be a factor in the context. I don't think you're wrong. I'm questioning the Heritage Foundation, not you.
100%, because 200 cases in the local, state, and fucking federal. On the local level, how the fuck do you even say that? Everybody knows local towns that have fucked up systems that are cheaty as hell, that are completely wild, that everybody's like, nope, don't even go to that town. Like, everybody knows that statistic is wild.
Yeah, but the reason why I brought up the Heritage Foundation is because the only reason why they made this map was to show voter fraud, because they're the right-leaning source that made Project 2025. So that's the one I was pulled from.
That's good.
Okay,
stuff.
Listen. What can you tell me about what can you tell me about the mandate for leadership? Have you read it?
The mandate for leadership?
Yes.
No, I have not read it.
But
maybe I suggest you do.
She ain't wrong. The Heritage Foundation is a prominent right-wing American think tank based in Washington, D.C. She ain't wrong. That's fucking brilliant to use their stuff. That's smart.
Keep in mind,
it's not smart, but I think you need to read all of it. And I'm sure one of my mods or somebody can put a link in there to read it. And I think at that point you will redact what you just said.
Also, just for your information, what you call Project 2025 is the mandate for leadership. The official name for it is the mandate for leadership. The Heritage Foundation collects and presents these to every incoming administration going back over 40 years. This isn't something new or profound or novel. Like, they've always done this. They've even done it for Democratic presidents. I'm sure the Democratic presidents probably use it for toilet paper, but they at least made the effort and gave a try at giving them some advice on policy.
I only knew it as the main. I only knew it as the main name, which everybody uses that.
Okay, question.
Yes, but you don't know anything
Aiden,
about it, so why are you
female?
questioning?
Aiden, are you a male or female?
Female.
Okay, it's no big deal. Aiden can be a boy's name. I didn't want to, call you out of your name or anything, or your gender. I apologize.
We're fine.
So you're just coming up to throw Project 2025 in our face, and you don't even know what it is.
Well, Project 2025
realized a couple nights ago that Aiden was a girl, and we all knew that. And what you don't know, Aiden, is that Spin went to the hospital after that. So and his brain was not working right, so he probably doesn't remember.
Nope, I didn't remember. Now I do. If you're going to throw facts, and Aiden, this is not a dig to you, make sure that you read up on it and be abreast of whatever it is, because Project 2025 was the biggest scrutinized political bullshit that the Democrats could have done. Okay? And you are absolutely right. This is done all the time. But here's the problem. Trump did it. Aiden, would you agree that everything politically is now in the United States and abroad is blamed on Donald Trump, even if Donald Trump had nothing to do with it? Would you concede or agree to that?
I would agree for the most part that.
Okay, so
I would agree that the media on a certain side does that. Does the rest of the world agree? Not necessarily, but you could.
I'm saying in a blanket question, Ben.
But I'm saying that in that blanket question, you're acting like the whole world is doing this, and I'm saying that definitely you can find a component of the media that is doing that. Does the rest of the world blame the whole world on Trump? No.
No, I understand that. Just certain parts of the world and certain things.
Up on FIFA this morning. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Crazy. Those people are crazy. But you can't say that the whole world thinks that. You can say that that group thinks that.
Okay, so let me expand on that. And for the win, I'd like you to chime in on this statement. It is the media or certain affiliations of media that are filling the rest of the world with the hatred or dislike of one specific person. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Media is powerful.
So behind that, of course, the media is the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, being a part of media, I'm not going to sit here and say that I have misspoke, but 9 times out of 10, I'm reading what is being written by the president or the administration. Could I find holes in it? Absolutely. You find holes in every motherfucking thing. That's the truth. But it is not just Donald Trump that is running the government. He has AIDS. I am probably sure there are things that are not
AIDS.
Yeah, might. Shut up, Ben. I got the reference. But could I say everything is passed on his desk? Likelihood is
you have got some backbeat going on, Spin.
But at the end of the day, can everybody hear me?
Yeah. But you still got some bat. We can
Something
hear
happen?
There's
Yeah,
a
we got
bat.
some techno or something.
No, I just lost Ant and Balderson for some reason. For the win, are you still here?
I'm still here. What's up?
We're still here. You need to go out and come back in, Spin.
Put your left foot in, put your left foot out.